Hey guys, Hotashi here, and I heard you guys have a little bit of a problem with this guy, Soul bad guy, and a normal called 6S. So I'm here to deliver a little bit of assistance, help you guys get some knowledge on how to deal with one of the biggest tools in the Nagoriyuki versus Soul matchup, and that's Soul 6S. How Soul uses it, and how you deal with it. So a couple things about Soul. Soul is psycho overpowered, okay? He's crazy. He's fast. He has like very powerful special moves on offense and defense. Amazing normals in every way. And his neutral, like his mid-range compared to Nagoriyuki, is propped up pretty heavily by his command normal called 6S. So let's look at 6S, okay? Here. 6S is messed up. Like Soul in a lot of ways, right? It's fast, 15 frame startup, doesn't have a protruding hurtbox until it's in the recovery. So if you try and hit it before it comes out, you'll just get smoked. Unlike Nagoriyuki's Far Slash, where it has a protruding hurtbox even before startup. So, this move has a hefty recovery period, right? Meaning that if he whiffs it, you can hit Soul after the recovery, even from a long range, right? You saw that? Now, the problem is, Nagoriyuki, he's like so fat, it's just like, playing that type of footsie game with him is liable to fail. For example, if we try and backdash, we just get hit. Again, 6S, it moves Soul forward, and it has a huge range, and it's fast, so generally, it's pretty rare to manage, like, you see, like, this kind of backdash and with punish, unless you have a pretty wide berth, right? Usually, you'll just get hit. Or if you try and Fukio back. Whoops. Alright, Soul's running at me. Oh, already hit. Yeah, it's a mess. So, the problem with 6S, and what makes this such a problem, is that Nago, he can't move out of the way. It's so rare. If he jumps, he gets anti-aired. If he backdashes, he gets hit. So a lot of the times, you just have to stand your ground and fight, or block it. Key data on Soul 6S, again, 15 frames to startup, 20 frames of recovery, -4 on block, completely safe, and it's his most commonly used conversion tool. So what do we do? About this move, let's talk about the worst case scenarios. Number 1. Don't get counter hit by this move. If you get counter hit, all is lost. Nagoriyuki's sure to lose more than like 40% of his life bar, get carried to the corner, completely meter free. This is what Soul wants to see. This probably leads to a pretty snappy burst from Nago, right? Number 2 is, say you block 6S. You almost never want to jump into Soul, because he has this 3-frame move called 5K, and it's the perfect anti-air. Your jump after a gunflame will almost never work, and he will just do 5K, dash cancel, and then you're in a vicious like pressure mix-up situation. Just don't do it. You know, can't always avoid the worst case scenarios, but try to as much as possible. Don't put yourself in this situation. If you get counter hit, you get counter hit sometimes. It happens, but I don't recommend jumping over the gunflame. It's pretty spooky. So what can you do to fight back? Hitting Soul before 6S comes out is going to be the number 1, I think. See how he's running in? You want to like cover the screen with buttons so he can't like just run into your face and do it. So a lot of the time in the Soul versus Nagoriyuki matchup, the way neutral goes is like Soul wants to like sit outside of the range of these fat normals that Nago has, and wait for Nago to whiff something, and then he's gonna take his chance, right? So 6S is like the perfect tool for Soul to use to harass Nago, since it's a mid-range button that matches Nagoriyuki's own mid-range buttons. In a way, Nagoriyuki's like perfectly happy to have like Soul like on this side of the screen, where Soul's not like assaulting Nagoriyuki with close slash, far slash, 50,000 times. So what you want to do, again, is hit Soul before he succeeds in closing the distance. Now, the timing for Soul is going to be different a lot of time because he's so mobile that you're not always going to be right. But if you do, that's the time that you're going to want to take to really put on the pressure. A great way to hit Soul before he does the 6S is to spin. And you're going to want to slip this in a lot of the time. Spin is definitely one of the best moves in the game, bar none. Completely safe on block, huge counter hit, huge on normal hit, but it does cost blood, okay? But the combo you get from it, massive. Massive. If you land this one time, you can really swing things in your favor. Now, another thing you can do, if you happen to be in level 2 blood, is swing this big-ass 5H, and that'll adjust his attitude real quick if he runs into it. And it's this here that really compels Soul to really adjust the way he handles his approaches. If you happen to counter hit with this, you get a pretty massive confirm. You get that confirm, or you get 5H, 5H. As long as you have enough blood to dash. Remember, when you hit this 5H, you get a free dash almost. So you should, for the most part, always be able to convert this without having to spend blood like this. So another tool that's pretty good at dealing with this is 2S. 2S sports very fast recovery. And it has a long range that hits Soul right in the toes, since he steps forward to do the 6S. Right? So a lot of the time, if Soul's just running at you like a lunatic, you can smack him with this, and that'll change things up. Another one is 5S, but it's really slow, and Soul loves to like sit outside of the range and stuff. So I would be pretty careful. See how he backdashes and then this is a punish? Or he has like complete initiative. If Soul is like running at you, you're almost never gonna be able to react like this. You have to be guessing that he's gonna come in. But same as the other tools, you get a combo. Cool? Now, if you happen to block 6S, usually Soul is going to do Gunflame, right? So check this out. This is pretty stressful for Nagoriyuki to deal with, right? You can't swing any buttons through it without it being like pretty out of your favor, right? Soul would love for this to trade. And if you trade with it, you get nothing. You can't spin through it either, of course. Not possible. And like we said, if you jump, you're a fish in a barrel, for the most part. This will almost never work, this jump forward. Right. So we got to figure out how to deal with the Gunflame. So check this out. I'm gonna give you a couple options. If you have meter, easiest option. If you super, should be pretty free. If you're a little bit further, it'll whiff. So you want to watch the spacing here, not what you want to see. Now if you hit at this distance, it'll sour hit. You get a combo, but watch out, because he's got that volcanic viper and everything. That's a whole nother story. So the second thing you can do, if you have the blood, is shoot your clone through it and get a full counter hit confirm. One of the rare times where clone is like super useful and viable, where usually it's very expensive. If Soul likes to spam this, let him have it. Sometimes just one of these is all you need. The third thing, well, actually, before we move on, let me tell you something about this. If you're at this spacing and you shoot the clone, a lot of the time you're going to get hit on startup. Also, if you delay too long trying to react, you may get hit by the gunflame anyways. So, in a way, this is like kind of a guess. You really want to commit to doing this. But it's a fantastic option. Fantastic. And now the third thing, and what I actually learned most recently, playing against the best soul ever, Romola. Maybe not the best ever, but the best that I know of. The cow herself. At a pretty fair spacing, 2H will actually hit soul out of 6S Gunflame a lot. And I don't know if you've ever hit this counter hit. This is the mother load. Massive counter hit. Take them to the corner. They probably lose like 40% of their life. It's everything. This is what Nagoriyuki lives for. The big counter hit letters on the screen. That's it. Now here's the thing. This is pretty hard to get to work in level 0 blood, since 2H is slower. Now if you happen to be in level 2, suddenly this might get a little bit more favorable. See how much faster that is? Pretty huge. It's also way bigger, meaning that if Soul wants to play like these spacing games across the screen with success, he's gonna be... It's pretty easy to snipe him. Now, you can also do the same with 5H, but the thing about this is that it should also catch him doing Bandit Bringer. Right, Bandit Bringer. Let me show you. This is like, covers 2 options. Maybe not. Maybe I lied. Alright, well anyways.